Hello, my name is Clifton Jefferson, and I am an intensive supervision officer. For many years, I work with those who don't think they can end up behind this fence. But for those who don't do what they're supposed to do in the home, for those who don't do what they're supposed to do in the school, and especially for those who don't do what they're supposed to do in the community, you will very well end up behind this fence. So I say to you, think twice before you make any decisions.
I'm a real person in juvenile prison. I never thought I would be here.
When I was on the outside of the fence, I thought I was smarter than the law. Now that I'm on the inside, I realized I wasn't that smart.
You know, you have freedom. You can do whatever you want to. But when you come back here, you get told what to do 24/7.
I thought I can outsmart the law, and now I'm in juvenile prison, so. I never thought I'd be here.
I'm Megan, and I'm 17 years old. My charge for being at DJJ this time is accessory after the fact of murder. I began getting into trouble when I was 12 years old. I started going to court when I was about 13, but while I was 12 years old, I didn't really see myself ending up at DJJ because they was really playing with me. They put me on parole, and then after parole, they didn't really do nothing to me. They just was like, oh, you have a warning, your charge is dismissed, come back to court whenever. I had to do community service, and then I'm still on parole. I was on parole for like 5 years before I got locked up.
My name is Tyrese, I'm 17. My motive was to make money, so I started robbing folks, carrying guns, lying to everyone, telling them what I was going to do, but doing the opposite. Me wanted to prove myself to folks, put myself in a predicament I couldn't get out of. My charges are refusal to stop for blue light, auto braking, grand larceny, and probation violation. Me and an associate I hung around with, we burglarized someone's home, and I was charged. Well, that was the charge I had before I was incarcerated. I was given many chances, but I manipulated them. But what I'm in here for now, I was in a high-speed chase with an associate I hung around with, and I crashed a vehicle into an apartment complex where a female and her kids was resting. Never thought I'd come back and be behind the fence.
My name is Brendan, and I'm 16 years old. My mom was a single parent, so when she was at work, I was home, I was just home by myself, and so I got bored. I was home because I was being expelled. And by me being home, I started hanging out with a lot of older dudes that wasn't in school. And I started getting, smoking weed. And then I just went downhill from there, and because I just didn't care anymore. I started smoking weed, and I thought that's what my world revolved around. I was just just doing the stuff. I thought I was smarter, smarter than the cops. I was like, you know what, they can't ever catch me. I know what not to do. But it eventually caught up to me. I was angry, upset with myself. I was just angry that I was like, man, this can't be happening right now. I was supposed to be home, and I'm riding in a police car, handcuffed and shackled into jail. I was just really mad and upset.
See, my trouble started off when I was young. I just wanted to be a follower. I got kicked out of school in elementary, middle school, and high school. My first year in high school, 9th grade. You know, I received a lot of chances in my life. But once I hit high school, all my small problems like not seeking guidance and being a follower, that led to a bigger picture once I hit high school, and they got fed up with me, so they kicked me out of school. I didn't want to listen to my parents. My mother always told me to be in the house before the street lights come on, stuff like that, and I stayed outside with my friends, people that I thought was cool. But you know, one day I got one of the phone call from one of my friends, and one thing I do say is I call them so-called friends, because those friends, they don't mean anything good for you. They just negative. They want to pull you down that negative path. And one day that so-called friend called me one morning and asked me did I want to go smoke some weed or steal some liquor. So I thought about it, but I still decided to make that decision and hang out with that so-called friend that morning. So I went out there and we was walking down the street, and that so-called friend decided to pick up a brick and hurt somebody just to steal his car. And that led me to being in DJJ, because I live by that street code, even though I did not commit the crime. It's called the hands of one, hands of all. Just from being with somebody, deciding to hang out with one of those so-called friends, you can end up into the life of DJJ. Man, when I first came back to DJJ behind this fence, I just felt sad. I was mad and sad at the same time. I felt like I didn't have anybody on my side. I felt like I was stuck out, thrown in the water by myself. Lonely. Well, in the dorms, the thing about the dorms is, it's just you in the room by yourself. But when you come out, I mean, you got to take showers. I mean, you take showers with other people. You can see, if you look over, you can see somebody using the bathroom or even taking a shower, so there's no privacy. You change the clothes, everybody can turn their head and look and see you changing your clothes.
Here at DJJ, we go to school Monday through Friday, just like the rest of you guys probably do. But there's a difference. We go to school year-round. If you don't know what it means like we don't get no summer vacations or none of that. 1 or 2 months off. You know, we got to go to school for the whole entire school year. And for those who like to skip class, you can't do that here. You got to come to school. If you're not feeling good, you still come to school. If you skip class, you'll get in trouble. You'll go to lockup. You'll be locked down for the rest of the day and possibly even weeks. You don't really know what you got until you lose it. So that's something you need to think about. You can't just get up, go to the refrigerator whenever you want to, get something to eat. You got appointed times to eat. You got to wait till they say it's time to eat, and that's when you eat.
I mean, life behind DJJ, first of all, you can't wear the nice clothes. You can't wear what you want to wear. Second of all, you don't have any freedom. You know, I know the schedule. I've been here so long, I know the schedule. You can ask me what we eating next week, and I know what we're eating. And we don't have any freedom, no privacy. The staff, you got to ask to use the bathroom. You got to ask to take a shower. You wash for other people, stuff like that. Being behind this fence is no place for anybody to be.
Right now, we're in the living facility where we stay at. I'm gonna show y'all what it's like, you know, to how we live, and it's not the way I want to live. So if you come over here, this is our room. You see, as you can see, we don't even have a door in our room. No door, no privacy. And we got beds. Like, this is all we got, you know?
It's still very difficult because, like, you don't get to see your family whenever you want. You gotta do whatever they tell you to do whenever they tell you to do it. And it's just like, you don't get to make your own decisions. You have to listen to other people.
First night I've been away from my family, you know, I was stressing, and I was thinking about, man, you know, I should have stayed at home.
I just miss, you know, being able, having my freedom, you know, being able to walk outside when I want to, being able to eat when I want to, being able to take a shower when I want to.
Did you miss your family when you came back?
I miss them a lot. It hurts so much, you know, when they come to visitation, and that's only every once in a while. But it hurts so much to see them leave and me not being able to go with them, and me having to go back to the pod and be in jail.
I just wanted to get past my anger, because I was real angry. I was real hurt because he took my only son, something that was more precious to me than anything. And he really hurt me. And I guess I wanted to just know his reasoning and what pushed him to do it. In the beginning, it felt like the world came to an end. I went to see my son the very night that it happened, actually where he had been killed. So from there, I saw the whole process of the beginning of life without him. And it's been rough. It was rough the first 5 years. That was the thing in the beginning. I didn't want to help nobody because I felt like nobody didn't want to help me. Nobody understood. I felt like I was the only person in the world that this happened to. And once I came down here and got to meet other people, and some of the other people that I met, to me, their tragedies were worse than mine, even though my son was killed too. But the program helped me to be a better man. Young men and women that are going to be watching this DVD here. This is not a place that you want to start your life at. There's consequences for each and everything that you do. Mom and Dad are not always going to be there to help you. Once you come behind these walls down here and the gates are closed, Mom and Dad can't get you out of the trouble that you're in. You need to pick and choose the people that you deal with and hang around with, because the ones that you think are your closest friends, when the time comes and you get in trouble, them are the ones that's going to leave you by yourself.
They'll be with you while you're doing that crime, but if you already have parole or probation or whatever, they're going to leave you whenever it comes down to you getting in trouble. They're not going to be in court with you.
The number one thing I would have done, I would listen to my mother. You know, she was telling me, you know, I need to slow down. You know, for one, I encourage them to listen to their parents, because, you know, they're not telling us anything that's going to hurt us. They're just trying to prevent us from being behind the fence or dead.
Me growing up, I think the main reason I got in trouble because I didn't listen to my mom. You know, I look back on what I used to do and everything that she told me not to do. If I would have not done it, I wouldn't be here right now if I would have just listened to her. So my advice would be, you know, listen to your parents, talk to your parents. You know, just choose your friends wisely. Watch what they do. Watch who you hang out with, because that stuff will catch up to you.
I would have told myself, you know, to listen to my mother more, because I thought I was grown. And that's one reason why I'm back here. And I would not follow up with older people so I can get my, you know, so I can stay out of trouble and not get myself here.
When I first got behind the fence, I didn't have a mindset that I wanted to change. Like, I still was the same kid that I was a long time ago. Like, always wanted to be disrespectful to adults, like follow everybody else, follow the bad crowd. And when I got to DJJ, like, the programs that DJJ offered the youth, like 100 Black Men, Boys and Girls Club 21st Century, those are programs that helped me change. And being that they had a program called CIS, the teacher and the instructor, Mr. Bunch, he really helped me a lot change and showed me how to be successful in life and how to become a better man in life. When I first got my GED, it was amazing, because I never thought, like when other people take the GED, they like at least fail their first time or something. But I failed my pre-GED 4 times, so I gave up. And then when I got the CIS, Mr. Bunch pressured me to keep studying my pre-GED. So I kept studying. Over the weekends, I would study math because it's hard for me to do math. So I kept studying math and reading. So when I went to take my pre-GED, I passed. And then they set me up for the real GED the month after. When I took the real GED, I passed again, and it was like, when I passed the real GED, it was like I turned into a whole nother person. Like I felt like I was becoming more successful than what I was. So that when I got my GED, that really helped me change, because when I called home to my family, everyone was in shock because they didn't know that I was going to get my GED behind the fence. They thought I was going to come back home doing the same thing that I did back then. Now I'm in college, taking up culinary arts. I go to school Monday through Friday every day. I help my mom a lot around the house. Make sure that my little nephews go to school every day. Just like being the person that I really want to be.